Hello, unfortunately, there's really not a memorable line I can remember and say for this movie. Probably just one of his stupid laughs that this guy does. Hello, so I can't open this review with a cool line from this movie because there are no cool lines from this movie. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate coming at you for I would imagine, unless I just keep going on and on like this without starting the review, very short review of this extremely disappointing movie. If the movie could be disappointed, it probably would be in itself as well, which is the movie, well, I've Got This, which came out in 2007. It was like a remastering of Darkman with 5.1 plus the other sequels, all three in anamorphic widescreen. So this review, I'm coming at you for the review of Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. So back in, when is this movie supposed to have been made? Oh shit, it doesn't say on here. Well, that's a bummer. I think this movie came out in 1994 or 5 on video, MCA Universal Home Video. So John Woo's first movie, which was part executive produced by Sam Raimi by the name of Hard Target, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, featured this Arnold Vosloo as one of, basically, I don't know, second henchman after Lance Henriksen. It was kind of Lance Henriksen's like henchman guy. So that was the first movie I really saw this Arnold Vosloo from. And of course, the same year or a year later, well, that was '93, I think. So a year later, in another Sam Raimi executive produced thing, and this is unfortunately a Sam Raimi executive produced production, Renaissance Pictures production, which is kind of disappointing because it's leaves a lot to be desired, but obviously at the time Sam Raimi's too big to. Well, the irony is I think he only did like Army of Darkness before this came out, so he really wasn't even that big yet. But I don't know. I guess he did. It felt like he's not going to slum it and do the direct-to-video sequel to Darkman, so probably not the best way to continue to further his career. But so anyway, I'm all over the place. So this movie features, just out of the blue, or just because, I don't know, maybe he owed him a favor for being in Hard Target, I don't know, for some odd reason, it's so goofy to me that this movie features this Arnold Vosloo who's got a frickin', I don't know, frickin' European accent, and he plays, basically Darkman in this movie, and it's just so goofy to me. Like, get someone, I don't know, tall and skinny like Liam Neeson. I just always thought it was so weird, like, why is this guy playing frickin' Darkman? One of the things that, having just made myself, after I did Darkman, I'm like, well, let's watch 2 and 3 and then I can review all of them, and I was literally tortured to try to get through 2 and 3. One thing, having rewatched 2 and 3 recently, is that I came to realize is, how at the end of Darkman, which I didn't mention, we have him disappearing into the day with, and whips a mask over his head and disappears in the crowd and turns around to none other than Bruce Campbell, little cameo as one of the masks, which it isn't explained who the hell this face is and why he has it, but he can probably just take pictures of anyone in a crowd and just make a mask of their face. So anyway, it would have been really cool. Like, Bruce Campbell wasn't exactly like hot to trot shit back in the day. It would have been really cool if Bruce Campbell could have played the part of Peyton Westlake just using this mask, or at the very least it would have been cool. And there's no reason why they couldn't have done this. Had at least Bruce Campbell be like at the beginning, like having that mask, maybe him using that Bruce Campbell mask, which of course would be played by Bruce Campbell, maybe until the mask deteriorated and he no longer had that photo of that guy. And he could even make a story around like who the hell that guy was, that, the Bruce Campbell mask. And if I was doing a sequel to Darkman, I would have probably done something like that. Like, build a story around who the hell that face was at the end of the first movie. At the very least, have Bruce Campbell appear at the beginning of the movie and have that mask disintegrate and him no longer able to make that Bruce Campbell mask. But that's something I thought would have been really cool for like the Sam Raimi / Bruce Campbell fans. And particularly, Bruce Campbell has never really been hot to trot any kind of real big name. So I don't see why he couldn't have done that, but whatever. I think at the time he was, I don't know if he was doing that Hercules show at the time or one of his own shows, maybe, I don't know. But That's just a side note. But anyway, this movie's only strong point is the return of Larry Drake playing, of course, Robert G. Durant. That's this movie's only strong point. Unfortunately, it's like the writing is completely different for the character. I mean, I guess he does kill one of his own henchmen like he did in the first one, but it's just, the guy seems so, I don't know, the character doesn't seem really even anything like Durant compared to the first movie. It's just, I mean, I probably saw this back in the day, like when it came out, I probably rented a Laserdisc or something, or VHS when this came out, and it's just so, this is probably my third time I've seen it, because I probably saw it when it came out, and then once when I first got this in '07, and then like 9 years later I saw it again. So I've probably seen Darkman 2 3 times, and every time it's just like, I can't remember anything about it because it's so stupid. One of the coolest things about the movie, you know, is obviously the return of Larry Drake as Durant, but one of the coolest things about the movie is this cool, stupid at the same time, little, you know, Darkman lives underground like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and he's got this cool, you know, mock-up, just like this little, this thing that runs on the train track or subway track underneath the ground on the subway or whatever, which is kind of cool. Computers in the screen, it's just like, hello Westlake, you know, a voice and everything, and track is clear, and this just, that's kind of the only cool thing about this movie, and once he's done driving that, that's just kind of dumb. This whole movie is just basically about Durant waking up for a coma, presumably whatever, 4 years later, you know, after Darkman, the movie release. And he's just going into arms production, gun production, makes this, oh, it should be noted that this actor who I really like a lot, Lawrence Dane, who was a part, you know, producer and star of this movie I really like called Rituals. He played a father of, you know, whatever her name was, Melissa Sue Anderson in Happy Birthday to Me. I really like Lawrence Dane every time I see him, and he's got this cool, just, he's got this great voice and just a great screen presence. Unfortunately, Lawrence Dane is completely, he's probably the best thing, you know, or one of the best performers, you know, sans, you know, Larry Drake, of course, in this movie, and they just used as like the scientist that Larry Drake uses to make this gun. He's completely wasted. This fantastic actor, this Lawrence Dane, aging at the time, and it's just, he's in it. I'm a fan of him, and he's great, but he's just wasted in this movie. So that's about it. I mean, this movie is about, you know, Durant waking up from a coma, goes into laser gun production, and the continuing saga of Arnold Vosloo now being Peyton Westlake, you know, trying to get past 99 minutes on his skin. I don't know, obviously the character of Frances McDormand's not anywhere to be found, or the character even. I mean, I would have probably continued the character of his girlfriend, maybe to have some dramatic whatever throughout the movie. I mean, the Jenny, or what's her name, Julie, that was the character of the girlfriend in the first movie, is just completely not even mentioned. You have this reporter chick who's like supposed to be a sexy reporter chick who like in every single scene is smoking. I think there's one scene she didn't, and I was like, holy crap, how'd she do that? But I wonder, when I see a character like that smoking in literally every scene, I wonder whose choice that is. Is that the actress's choice? Is it the producer's choice? Is it the cigarette company's choice? Whose choice is it? But it just became very lame. It's just like, okay, she's a hard-working woman, so obviously she's a smoker because she's stressed. But whatever, this movie is actually just, you know, it actually opens with a kind of cool, not so cool, rather decent straight-to-video action scene, which is just whatever, and that's about it. Not a whole hell of a lot to say. I don't know how they filled up, like, basically 90 minutes worth. I mean, it's 133 minutes all you know, all said and done of just straight-to-video Darkman 2 nonsense. So, highly unrecommended Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. I think I'm going to give it, what did I give it? We're going to give Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, 3/4 of a star out of 4 stars. I didn't say for the starage of Darkman that it was 3 3/4 out of 4 stars, but this is a, just forget the 3, this is just a plain 3/4 stars, which is not even 1 star. It's 3/4 of 1 star out of 4 stars for Darkman 2. It's absolutely more or less abysmal. This, you know, this frickin', by the time you put the Darkman makeup on and then the bandages over this Arnold Vosloo's head, I mean, it looks like a frickin' Stay Puft Marshmallow Man face. I mean, it's just, compared to like this tall and skinny Liam Neeson, it just looks so goofy. Like, oh my gosh, I don't understand how he got in, you know, whatever, why he's Darkman, but whatever. This movie is unfortunately just not very much. So I went on a lot longer than I was supposed to, so I think we'll leave it at that. Very underwhelming, obviously. Oh, one thing in closing that I will say that I complained about the first Darkman is the opening credit sequence with the, you know, all the smoke and stuff that was like mirrored, you know. And I was like, oh, in the first opening credit sequence of the first movie, the mirror wasn't center, it was like off to one side, and they got it right with this one, and actually the third one too, I might as well say. So the mirror thing is right straight down the center, or at least more in the center than it was in the first one in the opening credits. So that's like the only improvement they did on the sequels from the original movie is someone actually saw that, maybe some editor or something, and was like, gosh, why was that offset? They centered it. So that's pretty cool, but it's not worth watching the whole movie. So I think with that we'll leave you, and thank you very much for watching this review, and we'll catch you next time.